Hi there, I'm Julie and this is a writing vlog. So if you watched my previous vlog I uploaded 2 weeks ago, I mentioned I am an aspiring author. I am working on a book and a short story. I finished the rough draft of the short story in that weekly vlog from 2 weeks ago, but I took a small break from writing my book. And so today, the plan is, first I've got my coffee from my mug that my best friend gave me, future best-selling author. Thank you, Sue. Shout out to you. Today, I don't really have like a set plan, but I think loosely, I want to spend a little bit of time editing my short story because I am in the editing process of that. But I also want to get back into writing in my actual novel, my book. I haven't touched it in a hot minute. It's been a few months since I've written in it. So I'm going to need to kind of read through the past few pages that I had written and kind of see where I am in the story and check any notes that I have. I have a notebook where I keep notes and like timelines and details that I want to remember for later, or things I want to bring back around, things like that. So I'll kind of go through my notebook, go through any notes that I have on the document that I'm writing in, and then I'll spend a little bit of time editing my short story. I have I exported it to Goodreads as a PDF. No, Goodreads. Oh my god. Too many goods, too many reads. I exported it as a PDF into GoodNotes so I can, highlight, cross out, scribble in the margins. That is how I like to edit personally, and we'll kind of get through that when I edit through that. So, right now, I am going to, what do I want to do first? I think I'm going to bring up my book. The book I'm writing, not reading. And I'm going to read through, see where I left off, and see if I can't get into a flow of writing a little bit today. Yeah, I think that's a good place to start. It's about 9:15 in the morning right now. I don't know how long I'll spend doing this. We'll see. It'll definitely be morning and afternoon. I'll go back. I'm in the basement. That's where I work. And I'll definitely go upstairs to get some lunch. So let's get into it. Let's see how much I can write. Okay, so while I get this, I have a flash drive where I save my work on a flash drive on my computer and in the cloud, because you can never be too careful. What am I... It was not April since I wrote in this. Is that not the right... No, it's not the right flash drive, Julie. What? And what is that? No, this is the right flash drive. That was from 2019? Good grief. Okay, that's being unplugged. That wasn't the right flash drive. It was pink. And I thought it was the right one. It's not. Okay, so... while I get this up, a little bit about my book. Not a whole lot, because I don't want to give the whole thing away. We're not giving away all our secrets here. Basically, it's a thriller. Here we go. This is what I want. It is a thriller suspense type book. It's got some murder in it. It's got cult activity. It's got someone trying to take down the cult from the inside. My mom always teases me. She says, Julie, people write about things that they know. I said, well, no, I'm not in a cult. Here we go. However, I do watch a lot of true crime and I used to listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. I have 20,657 words written. I have 39 pages written out here. A lot of I do have some notes here and there. Oh, I also have Scrivener. I'm not a huge fan. For the way I write, I don't need it at the moment. However, I do use it as another way to save my work. You can never have too many saves, okay? Your worst nightmare is things just not... Oh, these are notes. Okay. And this bit with... Okay. Okay, I got this now. Okay. You're seeing my thought processes in real time. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, I'm going to read a little bit of this. Let's open up my candle. I have this candle. It's Vanilla Cashmere. It is from Oakwick Candle Co. But the scent, like, all I have to do is open this. I don't light it at all. I've never lit this candle. Because it is so strong in the best way that it throws off scent without ever having need to be lit. I realize that defeats the purpose of a candle, but I don't have a lighter down here, and I don't feel comfortable lighting a candle so close to my computer. It scares me. So if I have an idea in the middle of what I'm writing, I will write out my idea so I don't forget it, even if it's like the end of what I want to be the writing session. That way, when I pick it up 3 months later, literally, the last time I opened this was November 12th. Anyway, so I have notes. I'll read those notes so I can see kind of what my thought process was for what I wanted to write next, but I also have my notes here. So I've got my timeline. I have important reference information, notes and brainstorming, and reminders / to-do. Last section, I don't have anything. So I'm going to read through this, and then we will come back and write a little bit once I figure out where I am. I think I wrote this last bit when I was sick with a cold, and I was probably a little delirious because this is kind of funny actually what I just read. I love it. So it is just about 11 o'clock now. I wrote for a little while, and then I got a little distracted by YouTube videos. But let's see, how many words did I write? 569 words. Not bad for, I wrote for like an hour, maybe 45 minutes. And then I got distracted by YouTube, and then I got distracted by my husband wanting a cheese grater. It is what it is. So I'm going to finish watching the YouTube video that I started. And then, depending, it'll probably be 11:30 by then. Yeah, I have about half an hour left. So it'll be 11:30. I'll write for probably another 30 minutes or so, and then I'll probably go upstairs to have some lunch. So it's just a little past 11:30. I wrote about 100 more words. I'm going to head upstairs, get some lunch, wrangle the hoodlum that is my dog, because he's giving sass up there. I can hear him. And then I will check back in when I come back down here and write a little bit more. Or I'll sit upstairs and edit my short story. We'll see. Whichever I decide, I'll check in. All right, so I'm back. A little bit later than I anticipated, but I went upstairs, chatted with my husband for a while, had lunch. It's about 2:40 now, or it is 2:40 now. And I'm going to pivot from writing, so I'm not going to do any more writing today, but I am going to edit my short story. So I do that on my iPad. Like I said earlier, my short story is just imported as a PDF onto GoodNotes, because I like to mark up a page. When it comes to writing like this, I like to mark up the page when writing. When it comes to like professionally, I will, mark up a Word document with their markup, like editor tool. But when it's like this, I like to mark it up how I do it. So I've got 3 pages marked up so far, and then I've started on the 4th page. This is out of 34 pages, so I have a ways to go. But basically I will highlight some things if I like the wording, but I want to kind of expand on it a little bit or make it flow a little bit better. I don't want to completely cross out the sentence, but it could be better. And then I just have notes in the margins, things I would take out, I cross out. If I want to reword it and I know how I kind of want to reword it, or if I want to add in words, that's what I'll scribble into the margins. If I have an idea, like over here, I had quite the ideas, or, if I need to expand on something. So, for instance, my main character knows that her skirt will be within the school dress code. Well, how does she know this? Did she study it, or did her mom pick out the dress with the dress code in mind? And then I said, I feel like this is something her mom would do. So instead of the main character, who is a 17-year-old girl, instead of her studying the dress code, because she would not do that. She's not that kind of person. But I would see her mom kind of taking it upon herself to read about the school dress code and still pick out cute outfits for her daughter. And then I had originally written a gold locket in here, and I said nothing more, like what was in it. But now I'm like, well, is there a story behind the locket? Yes, there's a story behind the locket. And then I figured out what that story behind the locket should be. So, like, it's easier to add in things, little tidbits like that, now that I have the story completely written out, how I want it. I know that I can tie that locket into something that we find out later. I'm talking about these characters like I do know them. They are the people in my head. That sounds bad. They are the people I made up. My imagination made them up. That sounds much better. So we're just going to do a little bit more editing. I'm not sure how much I'll get through. Hopefully I'll get through this page that I started plus this next page. But we'll see what goes on here. So I'm just gonna go start editing, and I'm gonna be quiet now because that's how I operate. We're gonna move this though. It's in my way. And I'm left-handed, so I write weird. Typical lefties write like this. I believe. I'm not too sure. Or like write like this. I think my mom writes like this. I have my paper the other way, like a right-handed person would write, and I write from above. I don't know. This feels better to me than, this feels cramped to me. I don't know. This feels like I can really spread out, but it makes it kind of hard. Anyway, I've done this to myself. 31 years in, almost 32 years in, and that's just what I've been doing. Okay, anyway, now we're gonna start. Alright, so it is 3:40 now, and I think I'm going to call it for today for writing. As far as editing goes, I finished the page that I had started, and then I did 2 more pages. So I have 6 pages edited out of 34, and this is just the first round of edits. There will be more, for sure more. So that's how I did on editing for my short story. And then for my book, I wrote 663 words today, which brings me to 21,282 words total. And that is all of the writing and editing I'm going to do today. Thank you for joining me on this kind of disjointed writing vlog. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do today. I just knew I needed to get some writing and editing done. I wanted to jump back into my book for the first time in a few months, since I did take a break from it for my short story. So I just need to get back into the groove of writing for my actual book while I continue editing for my short story. So thank you for joining me. There will definitely be more in the future. Honestly, I like to write, I like to edit, and I want to share my journey of being an aspiring author and hoping to be published one day. Cross your fingers. I want to share that with you all because, you know, it's always good, you know, if it's interesting to see other people's journeys. And especially if you want to take the same journey as me, obviously the paths will look different. But if you also are an aspiring author, or you want to write a book of your own, or even a short story, you know, seeing my processes might help you, and we can share processes together. So with that, subscribe if you want more, you know, vlog content, aspiring author content. I may or may not have some travel coming up soon. And if you just want to see regular life, that's what we're here for. I am a regular Joe Schmo, and that's what you'll get. So subscribe if you want to see more of this. Like this video, please. Thanks. If you liked it. If not, no pressure. You don't have to like this. And yeah, comment if you are an aspiring author. What does your process look like? I am very curious to know how yours differs from mine, because I know I'm sure this is not a typical process. I am just flying off the seat of my pants and knowing what works for me. So I'm curious to know what other people do. I use Word doc for my writing. I'm curious what other people use, because Scrivener just isn't for me. I've realized after trying to use it. So yeah, comment, commiserate. I'd love to hear from other authors or aspiring authors, whichever finds this. And let me know if you enjoyed writing vlogs, what you'd like to see in my writing vlogs. Maybe you want to hear a bit more about my stories, whether it's my short story or my actual novel. I'd love to share little bits and pieces with you if you would be interested in that. I don't know, let me know. Obviously they are in very, very rough stages, but I'm happy to give little snippets if there's interest. I don't know. I find it fun to share my stories, so I'd love to share them with you. I'm heading out now, so have a good day, and I'll see y'all in another one. Goodbye.